16 million people had already been approved. The money was literally about to go out the door. And then Republican elected officials and special interests stepped in. They said, no, no. Literally snatching from the hands of millions of Americans thousands of dollars in student debt relief that was about to change their lives. You know, these Republican officials just couldn't bear the thought of providing relief for working class, middle class Americans. Republican state officials sued my administration, attempting to block relief, including millions of their own constituents. Republicans in Congress voted to overturn the plan. I think every one. I don't think I had any Republican votes for this plan. At the same time, think about this. We all supported the Paycheck Protection Program, remember? PPP, you know, which was designed to help business owners who lost money because of the pandemic. It was a worthy program. But let's be clear. Some of the same elected Republicans, members of Congress who strongly opposed giving relief to students, got hundreds of thousands of dollars themselves in relief, members of Congress, because of the businesses they were able to keep open. Several members of Congress got over $1 million. All those loans were forgiven. You know how much that program cost? $760 billion. My program's too expensive. $360 billion more than I proposed in my student debt relief program. I was trying to provide students with $10,000 to $20,000 in relief. By comparison, the average amount forgiven in the PPP, the pandemic loan program, average amount forgiven was $70,000. Now a kid making $60,000, trying to pay back his bills, asking for $10,000 in relief? Come on. The hypocrisy is stunning. You can't help a family making $75,000 a year, but you can help a millionaire and you have your debt forgiven? My plan would not only have been life-changing for millions of Americans, it would have been good for the American economy. Freeing millions of Americans from the crushing burden of student debt. More homes would have been bought. More businesses would have been started. More couples would have had the confidence to start a family. Millions of people would have felt they could get on with their lives. These Republicans blocked all that. Now, in addition to the hypocrisy, some of these Republicans in Congress are shamelessly pushing to advance a bill in the coming weeks that gives hundreds of billions of dollars in tax breaks and handouts to the wealthiest Americans. They still haven't given up on making permanent a $2 trillion tax cut that they never paid for. Never paid for. $2 trillion. So let me be clear. For Republicans in Congress, it's not about reducing the deficit. It's not about fairness in forgiving loans. It's only about forgiving loans they have to pay. Today, the Supreme Court sided with them. I believe the court's decision to strike down my student debt relief program was a mistake, was wrong. I'm not going to stop fighting to deliver borrowers what they need, particularly those at the bottom end of the economic scale. So we need to find a new way.
Our government will need to take action. In Congress, Republicans and Democrats are now meeting to reach an agreement on several pieces of legislation. Lawmakers are required to pass 12 spending bills before a looming deadline, and many are worried if they will be able to do it in time, because failing to do so could lead to a government shutdown. My dear friends, in a video later today, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Now, friends, House Republicans are furiously working through the recess to shore up support on a series of spending bills that leaders hope to put on the floor as soon as July. This is another critical test for Speaker Kevin McCarthy to make good on a series of promises he made to secure the gavel in January. The House Appropriations Committee passed 6 spending bills ahead of the July 4th recess, but negotiations are continuing over recess on whether those bills and the 6 still working their way through the committee might need further changes to win support on the House floor. The Speaker can only afford to lose a handful of members. It is a massive undertaking and once again puts a spotlight on whether the Republican majority in the House can stay unified after divisions stalled the chamber in June. Majority Leader Steve Scalise, a Louisiana Republican, told CNN News before the recess, "We are having a lot of conversations during the break as well to make sure we are all on the same page." So over the recess, members have planned small group meetings intended to get Republicans on the same page in the weeks and months ahead on spending. While the conference is largely united on spending levels for the Departments of Homeland Security, Defense, and Veterans Affairs, there are still some disagreement about spending levels for other agencies. This raising the stakes on whether leaders will ultimately be able to pass all 12 spending bills on the floor before a fall deadline. Already, Republicans in the House have sought to slash federal spending back to fiscal year 2022 levels, and in some parts of the budget, even lower levels. The massive disparity in top-line spending numbers between the House and the Senate may grow, as some members of the House Freedom Caucus have argued that the numbers should be even lower than they currently are. The members from leadership has been if Republicans can pass all 12 appropriations bills, it will give Republicans more leverage in a negotiation with the Democratic-controlled Senate and White House. Ultimately, some members acknowledge they'll have to eventually compromise with the Senate or risk a government shutdown. It is possible that lawmakers could buy themselves additional time, pass a short-term continuing resolution that would fund the government for a few months and punt harder decisions to the end of this year. But the debt ceiling that was passed in May included a provision that will enact a 1% across-the-board cut by April 2024 if Congress is still operating under a continuing resolution by then. In the event of a U.S. government shutdown, most Americans would notice a disruption in one way or another. Many national parks would likely shut down, while mortgage and other loan applications could be delayed because the IRS could stop verifying income and Social Security numbers. U.S. government services that are deemed essential would continue despite a government shutdown. The last shutdown was from December 22, 2018 to January 25, 2019. It was a partial closure, since Congress had already enacted 5 of the 12 appropriations bills. The partial government shutdown in 2018 to 2019 was a record-setting 35 days, which reduced economic growth in the final 3 months of 2018 by $3 billion. Each federal agency would have its own shutdown plan, which is coordinated by the Office of Management and Budget. Those efforts would determine which government activities would come to a stop until an agreement between Democrats and Republicans are reached and funding is renewed. It is unclear at this point how large a financial impact of a government shutdown would be, since that partly depends on the length of a shutdown. Well, my beautiful and most amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Friday. My dear friends, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway in a video later today. Please make sure that you do stay tuned for that video. If you'd like to enter the giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning these weekly giveaways. Thank you so much and have a wonderful and very blessed Friday.